Hello there. I am so genuinely happy you found your way here today because today, in this little explainer we're doing, I want to explore a question with you, a question that might completely change how you see your own incredible potential. Here it is. Are you protecting your growth or are you just protecting your excuse? Did your heart just skip a little beat? Hey, it is completely okay if it did. The honest truth is, whenever we are on a long journey of self-improvement, we inevitably hit these moments where we feel kind of stuck. We desperately want to move forward, but our minds start playing these tricky little games, giving us very convincing reasons to just stay right where we are. But don't you worry. Take a deep breath with me. We are going to navigate this fascinating psychological maze together, step by step. I promise, you're going to feel so much lighter by the end of this. Tell me something honestly. Are you hesitating right now about taking the Japanese language proficiency test or maybe some other big exam? And be honest, are you perhaps telling yourself and everyone around you, oh, I'm going to pass on the exam this time because I'm still studying? It's an incredibly common phrase, isn't it? It's almost a reflex. You buy these pristine new workbooks, you set up this beautiful color-coded study schedule, and you just settle right into that super comfortable identity of the dedicated learner. But I want you to look deep into your heart for just a second. Are you maybe using those comforting words as a shiny shield? To me, it looks a tiny bit like you're protecting yourself from something. You see, the psychology of the perpetual student is so fascinating because it gives us all the emotional rewards of working hard without ever actually requiring us to step into the arena and face the music. Section 1. The sweet trap of studying. Yes, you heard me right. I said trap. You know, with this bright, genuine smile on your face, you probably tell people, I'm currently studying. And when you say it, you truly deeply believe it means you're moving forward. And why wouldn't you? After all, you're spending hours at your desk, you're memorizing all that vocabulary, you're putting in the time. Actually, the human brain releases dopamine when we feel productive, which makes this whole phase incredibly addictive. But we have to ask, is that the full reality? Or are you maybe just a little afraid to let this beautiful, safe journey of trying finally come to an end? The trap is sweet precisely because it doesn't feel like a trap at all. It just feels like virtue. It feels like doing the exact right thing. It is just so incredibly cozy in this phase, isn't it? You feel this deep, satisfying sense of effort. Your friends and family praise your dedication, saying things like, wow, you're working so hard. I totally admire your discipline. And most dangerously of all, you get this lovely little illusion of forward momentum. But hold on just one second. Let me jump in here with a quick reality check. You are literally wrapping yourself up in a warm, protective blanket made of thick textbooks and flashcards just to hide from the terrifying dragon of failure waiting outside. It's an adorable defense mechanism. It really is. I can picture you perfectly, all snug and safe, thinking, what a wonderfully good state to be in. But you can't see the beautiful, expansive scenery outside from underneath that blanket, can you? You're basically trading actual progress for the mere feeling of progress. Which brings us to Section 2, the hiding place of trying. Now, that cozy little castle of textbooks you've built for yourself is grand, and it is undeniably comfortable. You get to control the lighting, the pace, the whole narrative, but it harbors one fatal flaw that is quietly undermining all of your amazing potential. Do you know what it is? Exactly. It's a place entirely void of actual results. It is simply a beautifully decorated waiting room where you are waiting for a train that you are actively refusing to board. Think about it. If you simply avoid taking the test, there is no passing, there's no failing, and there is absolutely no evaluation from the outside world. And let's be totally honest with each other, that is exactly why we do it. Evaluation is incredibly scary. It means putting a hard, undeniable number on our efforts, which brings the very real risk of getting our hearts broken if that number isn't exactly what we hoped for. By taking this easy route of avoidance, you get to comfortably remain this eternally hardworking person who never actually has to face harsh reality. An eternal hard worker? I'll admit, it sounds incredibly romantic. But staying frozen in time there, never allowing yourself to be tested, that is a tragedy for your true potential. Let's completely tear away that illusion right now. Let's look at the two options. On one hand, you have the stagnant comfort of not testing. It's like a safe, lukewarm bath where you are forever in the middle of trying. There's no shock to the system, sure, but there's also no real destination. On the other hand, you have the reality of taking the exam. The very moment you step out of that bath and actually take the test, you get a clear result, you are objectively evaluated, and most importantly, your next step is unavoidably decided for you. You can no longer stay stuck. The heavy gears of forward momentum violently, beautifully begin to turn. Sure, the air might be a little cold when you first step out, but the thrill of actual movement is just incomparable. So tell me, which of those two worlds do you truly want to live in? Section 3. true courage to get results. I want to step in a little closer to you now, because from here on out, I'm dropping the teasing. This is about your future, and I want to share something deeply important with you. You see, the shift from hiding to acting, it requires a very specific kind of bravery. When I first realized this concept, it completely shifted my perspective, and I want to share that realization with you right now. Are you truly protecting your growth or just the state of making an effort? Let that sink in for a moment. It's a profound distinction. Weren't you just terrified of losing that beautiful, flawless image of the trying, hard-working you, so you locked it away in a glass case to protect it from the messy reality of a pass or fail grade? But you see, my friend, growth doesn't happen inside a glass case. Growth is messy, it's risky, and it requires absolute vulnerability. And I know you are stronger than that fragile image. You are someone entirely capable of shattering that glass and grabbing hold of a truly magnificent result. And that is exactly why we need to embrace these 3 steps. Step 1, let go of that comfortable trying self. You just have to acknowledge that the identity of the student has served its purpose beautifully, but it's time to graduate. Step 2, take the plunge and take the exam. Just sign up, pay the fee, commit to it. And step 3, force a definitive result. Because here is the absolute secret. Whether you pass or fail on paper literally doesn't matter right now. Getting any result is a massive victory over stagnation. A failure, that just gives you targeted data on exactly what to study next. A pass, that opens entirely new doors. Either way, forcing a result is the only true way to step out of those shadows and move forward. I believe in you so much. With this new mindset, there is literally nothing you cannot conquer. Which brings us to our final section, Section 4, opening of a new stage. Please, don't be afraid of what comes after the test. Let me promise you something right now. The anxiety leading up to the exam is always worse than the reality of the result. Because once you finally face that great wall, something incredibly beautiful and entirely new is waiting for you on the other side. Achieving a definitive result absolutely means your old trying self comes to an end. But please realize that this is not a tragedy at all. Think of it like a chrysalis. By breaking out of that old restrictive shell, you give birth to a brand new, beautifully evolved version of yourself. A version that is armed with real-world feedback, completely ready to start trying again, but this time on a much higher, more elevated stage. It isn't an ending. It is the birth of a grand new adventure where your efforts are finally aligned with reality. Doesn't the thought of meeting that evolved version of yourself make your heart race just a little bit? Simply trying without ever testing changes nothing. It just passes the time. But the moment you bravely secure a result, all the gears of destiny will violently shift and start pulling you toward your ultimate success. Everything starts in that singular moment of courage. So please, don't stay hiding in the dark, safe waiting room anymore. I'm holding out my hand to you right now. Your true brilliance, the kind that only shines after being tested, starts right now. So the only question left is this. Will you stay safely tucked under the comforting blanket of someday? Or will you finally take my hand, step out, and grasp results you truly deserve?